Hi, it's Peter here. And before we get into how ChatGPT might help you to learn photography, or can it teach you photography, let's first look what ChatGPT answers when I ask him what it is. Did I say him? Sorry, it. The problem is that in Finland we only have one word for he or she. It's the same word, so we don't split the sexes in that sense at all. So that's why I mistakenly used him. Really sorry about that. That's a bias that I might have unintentional in my head. That's bad. Let's talk about it. Back to the business end. Let's see what it says. And here it is. It is an AI-powered language model developed by OpenAI. It is a conversational AI model training a diverse range of internet text, allowing it to generate human-like responses to a wide range of questions and prompts. The model uses a trans-based architecture which has been shown to be highly effective for various language tasks, including text generation and language translation. With its advanced natural language processing capabilities, ChatGPT can provide human-like responses in real time, making it well-suited for chatbot applications and other conversational AI systems. Now that we know what it is, let's ask the first question. Can ChatGPT teach photography? As a language model, I can certainly provide information and advice on photography. I can also help you understand the basics of photography, such as the exposure triangle, aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, composition techniques, and the different types of cameras and lenses. I can also provide information on editing software and techniques for post-processing. However, I would not be able to physically teach you how to take photographs, as I am just a computer program. The best way to learn photography is to get hands-on experience with the camera, practice regularly, and receive constructive feedback from experienced photographers. I think that was a pretty good answer. Yes, the best way to learn is to go out and photograph, and of course, get some feedback from fellow photographers. I first asked, what is the best camera to start photography? And yes, here you can see the answers. It gave pretty good answers, even though I would not recommend DSLR cameras anymore. I think that's something that I just wouldn't do because they are old-fashioned, and I think mirrorless cameras are a lot better, and that is their second answer, because mirrorless cameras are lighter and more compact than DSLRs, and often high image quality, fast autofocus, and video capabilities. And it recommends Sony a7 III and Fujifilm X-T30 are great options for beginners. No idea where it came from. Maybe it's told, like AI usually learns things that it has been taught. Of course, if it's machine learning, it might learn itself too, but that's an interesting point. And then it recommended point-and-shoot cameras. If you're looking for a camera that's easy to carry around, and a point-and-shoot camera might be a good option. And then there is Canon PowerShot G7X Mark III and the Sony CyberShot DCS RX100 Mark 7 are compact yet offer great image quality and features. And then, again, I don't know where it picked those camera brands, but yeah, most likely not a bad choice if you choose those cameras to start learning. Then, of course, it says about smartphone capabilities, and that's also good. And it's a good way to start to photograph. I agree on that. And then what it says as a conclusion for this first question is, ultimately the best camera for you will depend on your specific needs and goals, so it's important to do research and read reviews before making a purchase. Well, makes sense. And then if you ask it, what lens should I buy? And then there's an answer. It gives answers to different genres, which is totally correct. And of course, it will give you the obvious answers for portrait 85mm. And of course, it explains why, because of the natural field of view for your eye to see a portrait. The proportions are up on a face are totally, or not totally, but the best you can get with that type of portrait. And also, you get more shallow depth of field if you have an 85mm, and we're talking about full frame terms or 35mm terms here. And then landscape, wide angle, street photography, standard lens, wildlife, long telephoto lens, macro photography, a macro lens, of course. And And then it says, remember that you do not need to buy all these lenses at once. Start with 1 or 2 lenses that match your photography interest and then expand your collection over time as your skill and interests grow. Yes, totally makes sense. And I think these answers were pretty spot on. So far, so good. But let's see what it answers when I ask, what are the basic things I need to learn first about photography? Well, the first one is exposure and explaining how to understand the exposure triangle. And that's really good. Then aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and then composition and lighting. Yeah, all these makes a lot of sense. It starts with the technical things to learn the basic technical things, and then it will go to composition and light. Yes, makes a lot of sense. And then it says, these are the basic things you need to learn, get started with photography. As you continue to practice and experiment, you'll develop your own style and learn what works best for you. Exactly. I think so far, so good. I think these answers have made a lot of sense. There hasn't been really anything except the DSLR thing that I would argue against. And I don't know if you've wondered about that light over there. It's a brand new light that I just got, and I just wanted to have it there. And I have an app for it, which will, change the colors and everything. So it's really like this. Now I don't know if you can see it, red, yellow. Okay, now it went too bright, and let's have it a bit less color, and let's see, you can use RGB, and I can individually, I don't know if you can see it. It might be a bit too bright, so it's a bit overexposed, but you get the idea. I will make a video about it. I got it for product photography. Then I ask questions about different types of exposure modes and different type of genres. What do I need to learn about landscape photography, street photography, and all that? And I have a blog post where I've posted all these answers and questions. You find a link in the description down below. But there is few interesting things about what it says when I asked about photographers. It gave me a list of photographers for portrait to landscape, street, wildlife, fashion, documentary, and fine art photography. And there are a few photographers that I haven't come across. So I will check those and see what I can learn from them. Those are really interesting names. There are a lot of familiar names that I've have books about or learned about before. But that's a good way to ask about famous photographers and learn from that too. And then it says, what I asked about what is more important, enjoy photography or learn all the technical stuff. And what's interesting, what it says is that both enjoyment and technical understanding are important in photography. While technical knowledge can help you to take better photos and give you more control over the final image, enjoyment is what keeps you motivated and inspired to continue taking photos. Exactly right. It's the fun part of making those images will keep you going, and try always to have fun and don't be overwhelmed by the technical stuff, or don't concentrate only on the technical stuff. It's boring. Being creative out there with the camera is a lot more interesting. And I think that there again, ChatGPT was spot on. Like I said, I will have all the answers and questions in my blog. And then I ask what about getting feedback? If you don't have anyone to show your images, where to get feedback? And it gave me some good answers. It was talking about online communities like Flickr, 500px, Reddit, Facebook groups, and photography forums. Yes, those are good places, but always remember that not everyone there is someone who actually knows about photography. But then it gave an interesting answer. Another option is to attend photography workshops or classes where you can get feedback from the instructor or an instructor and other students. And you can consider hiring professional photography coach or mentor. And there are two things I need to mention here. Of course, the workshop. That's a good idea. And if you want to attend a good workshop, why not come to Helsinki to August to meet me and Matti Solanto? We will have a workshop called Personal View, where we concentrate on storytelling. We will make a set of images which will make a story. And the story will be built during the whole week. And me and Matti, of course, comment, and then you have the other students who will also pitch in with their comments. But of course, the story is yours and you are the one who decides. We will have lectures every day in the morning. We will look at the photographs. We will go out and photograph. There's plenty of time to photograph. There's plenty of time to have some free time and enjoy Helsinki too. I will put all the information down below in the description of this video. So if you're interested, click that link, helsinkiphotoworkshops.fi. And then about a mentor. I do sell one-on-one courses or one-on-one sessions that you can book me for 1 hour of feedback or several hours if you want. Everything about that also in a link down below. So you can get some feedback from me one-on-one so I can concentrate on your images and take you a bit further in your development as a photographer. But as I said, all the links down below. And then the final comment that I made is to ChatGPT after my long conversation with this is that looks like photography is an interesting and fascinating hobby. And what it says, yes, photography can be a very rewarding and fulfilling hobby. Whether you're interested in capturing memories, exploring new places, or expressing your creativity, photography offers something for everyone. And I think that's a good point too. It's for everyone, and there are different types of gear for everyone. There are different types of lenses, different types of things, a lot of genres, and maybe you do something totally your own genre. I don't know, maybe you have. That's what I like about photography, and you don't have any specific rules in a way that a certain photograph, or you have to photograph a certain way. I think the more creative you get, the more you find your own style, and that's exactly what also ChatGPT said in one of the answers here. And what do you think about all this? What's your take on ChatGPT? Have you used it? And where I have used it is, of course, for this video, I just wanted to see how good it is in teaching, but I've also used it so that I've posted my script of a video there and asked what it is, or what is this video about. And then it gives me kind of like a synopsis and an explanation what it is. And if I agree, then I think I've made a video that makes sense and it is about what I intended it to be about. And I think that's something that many of us might be able to do. If you write blog posts, post that there and see what it thinks about your blog post. And you can even ask, there is something missing, and it will tell you. That's what I've done also with my scripts for videos, that there's something missing. And yeah, I've found a few things, to be honest. And then you could make a total script with this, just asking a question and telling what you want to make a video about. It will give you some points and ideas. I haven't used that at all, but I've tried it and seen what it gives you. And it gives some pretty good ideas. And it could be kind of like an idea bank for you too, for different themes. It could be photography, asking what to photograph. Maybe you'll find out something new to photograph or some new ideas to your photography. And asking questions like I did to learn something. And here is a link to the blog post if you want to check out all the other questions and answers that ChatGPT gave me. But hey, thanks for watching, and bye for now.